The story of Cain and Abel. Long ago, in the early days of humanity, Adam and Eve, the first couple, began a new life outside the Garden of Eden. As time passed, they had two sons. Cain, the elder, became a hardworking farmer, sowing and harvesting crops from the land. Abel, the younger, chose a different life. He became a shepherd, leading flocks across lush green fields. The brothers grew up under the sunlight, but in their hearts, their paths to God differed. One day, both offered sacrifices to God to express their gratitude. Cain gathered fruits and produce from the fields he tended, but they were not the best he had. Meanwhile, Abel brought the firstborn lamb, the fattest and most beautiful of his flock, offering it to God with reverence. God, the Almighty, looked down and was pleased with Abel's offering because it came from a sincere and loving heart. But when he saw Cain's offering, he was not pleased. Cain's heart darkened, and envy flared in his eyes. God spoke to Cain, his voice gentle yet firm. "Cain, why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." The warning echoed, but Cain paid no heed. His mind was consumed by jealousy and bitterness. He called Abel, "Brother, come out to the field with me." Abel suspected nothing and followed his brother. But in the middle of the field, a horrific crime unfolded. In an uncontrollable fit of rage, Cain raised his hand and killed his brother. Abel's blood soaked into the ground, its cries reaching the heavens. God appeared, his voice filled with authority. "Cain, where is your brother?" Cain, trying to evade, answered dismissively, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" But God did not let Cain hide. He said, "What have you done? Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now the earth, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood, will no longer yield its crops to you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." Cain trembled, knowing he could not escape the consequences. "My punishment is more than I can bear. Whoever finds me will kill me." But God, though stern, was merciful. He said, "No one will kill you. If anyone kills you, I will take vengeance on them 7 times over." God placed a mark on Cain so that anyone who saw him would know he was protected. And so Cain left, becoming a wanderer. He settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden, where he built a new life. But regret and the shadow of sin haunted him forever. Lessons from the story. The story of Cain and Abel serves as a profound reminder about reverence for God, the dangers of envy, and how sin can master us if we are not vigilant. But above all, it reveals God's mercy, even for sinners. Can you hear Abel's blood crying out? It still calls for justice from the depths of the earth, reminding us that God always sees, always knows, and is always just. Analyzing the story of Cain and Abel from the perspective of an experienced pastor. The story of Cain and Abel is not merely a family tragedy, but a profound warning throughout history about human nature, moral responsibility, and God's mercy. I will now help you understand the deeper message of this story. 1. Brotherhood and personal responsibility. Cain and Abel were siblings, both starting from the first family in human history. However, while Abel placed God at the center of everything he did, Cain allowed selfishness and envy to take over. Lesson. Brotherhood and humanity are not just natural bonds, but responsibilities. When Cain asked, "Am I my brother's keeper?" God answered through his powerful silence. The answer was, "Yes, you are your brother's keeper." 2. God looks beyond offerings to the heart. Cain's offering was produced from the land, but it did not come from genuine reverence. Abel, on the other hand, offered the best of his firstborn sheep, a sacrifice of devotion and respect. The heart behind the offering matters more than the material gift. In daily life, we may do many good deeds, but without love and sincerity, those acts become meaningless. God sees the depths of our hearts, not just the surface. The danger of envy. Cain allowed envy to control him, ignoring God's warning that sin was like a predatory beast waiting at the door. Envy drove Cain to the most brutal crime, killing his own brother. In reality, envy is a common emotion in modern life, appearing in areas like work, family, and friendships. If left unchecked, it can lead to poor decisions, harming others and ourselves. 4. God's mercy. After Cain sinned, God not only judged him, but also protected him from retaliation. He placed a mark on Cain as a symbol of forgiveness and mercy. This shows that no matter how far we stray, God's arms remain open. 5. The meaning of offerings today. In today's faith life, our offerings can be time, effort, helping the poor, or heartfelt prayer. God does not demand grand gestures, but desires sincerity of heart. The story of Cain and Abel is not just a historical Bible passage, but a profound reflection for every soul. Examine your heart. Are we living sincerely? Are we allowing envy to control us? Most importantly, are we ready to return to God, who is always merciful?